everybody. Welcome to the Trillies podcast. This is a knitting, spinning, dyeing, whatever podcast you would like to call it. My name is Liz. Thank you for joining. If it's for the first time, I hope you like what I have to say to you, or don't. If you do, please subscribe. And for the returning followers, welcome again. So how are you guys? So I've been quite busy this past couple of weeks. And it's been really crazy and amazing. At the same time. Because come on, crazy is a bit fun, right? Yes, we should totally be a bit crazy. So I've been working and dyeing a lot. I have a finished object which I haven't showed you yet, which is the balsam. But I think in this episode I will be talking more about my little adventure that was called the Swiss Yarn Festival just outside in Zurich. So it was last weekend, but I arrived in Zurich on Thursday very early in the morning, and my friend and organizer of the event, one of the organizers of the event, Merit aka Butzeria on Instagram, and a wonderful double knitter designer, she's amazing, you have to check out her things, came to pick me up. And on Thursday we just had, a very cool day at home with her pets. I love all of her animals. She had, and the pets that I already knew, 3 huge cats and 1 Jack Russell, Budge, and now she has a smaller cat, a baby cat, and she's crazy and amazing. And Thursday was all about, catching up and being a bit more relaxed and organizing some things for the next day. It was great. I loved seeing again her son and her husband, which of course they're wonderful. And it was really, really nice to see them again after, I think, 2.5 years or something like that. Like, come on. It was like so long ago. It feels like a dream, and it was really, really great to see Merit. And I'm like really happy that I got to be there, and it was wonderful that she also hosted me at her house, and we really had some nice opportunities to really talk about everything. So Thursday was a really relaxing day and all that. On Friday it was the setup day, so I helped Merit's husband to put all the things and packages that were at home from other also exhibitors and my own packages on a big van. And then we went to this wonderful place that is called Riverside, and it was holding the event, but it's also a hotel and a restaurant, and it has bowling, so lots of stuff and really cool location. And it's not very far from Merit's home, so thankfully, if we had forgotten something, it was very easy to go just at home and take it. But we didn't really forget anything. I was really panicked at some moment because one of my packages hadn't arrived, and I was like tracking and refreshing my the tracking number, and it was really kind of unfair, and I was really a bit pissed that it hasn't come, because I had shipped my boxes 2 weeks before the event. The other boxes were there from the 18th of March, and the other one hadn't budged for 10 days. It was somewhere at the airport. So, but thankfully it started moving on Thursday before the festival. So maybe it wanted me to go in Switzerland to start moving. I have no idea. But yeah, it arrived thankfully on Saturday evening. So, and it was at a good time that it arrived, because I was starting to be sold out in some places and my booth started to look kind of sad. So it was really nice when I saw my box arriving. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, you're my hero, you know. Thank you. But let's go back to Friday. So on Friday it was the setup. It was really nice because we had many hours to set up, so everybody was kind of bit, you know, working on their booths or helping other people. I was kind of early done with mine. Yeah, that is, I always travel a bit light, and I'm all for the yarn, so I don't have any special setup. My booth is pretty simple. It might be a bit boring for, you know, in comparison with other people's booth, but yeah, I prefer to keep it simple and have more yarn than have less yarn and have a wonderful booth. But yeah, so I was fairly done quickly, so I went to help Merit with other things that, you know, the festival needed to be done, and I was very happy to help. It was really awesome to see some familiar faces from Switzerland, other people that I had met even in my very first event, which was a Switzerland event back in 2015, which, of course, one of the persons that I adore and her whole family is just amazing is Asida from City Spin, who is the other organizer of the Swiss Yarn Festival with Merit. It was a big pleasure to see again Jürgen and Annette, which they're textile manufacturer tans or something like that on Instagram. I have more things to show you later on in my acquisitions from them, and I will put the tags and the names, everything in the description. So yeah, me and Jürgen have a really funny sense of humor and we like to tease each other, and I told him that I thought that he got a bit fatter, so then he was really mad at me that I told him that he looked fat. So at every opportunity he would say it to everybody and I would feel horrible. But then, you know, when I went to get my fiber, he was like, what would you like, what are you searching? And I said, I want some buds. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, but I want the fat ones. But yeah, I love him and his wife Annette, and they're very special to me, and it was really nice to see them. It was nice to see also Fabienne from Tricoton, which is a shop in the southern part and French part of the Switzerland. Then of course Judy, who is expecting a beautiful baby, I'm sure, and I hope everything goes well with the delivery of the baby from Giggling Gecko Yarns, and of course, and then another person that I love and it was really nice to see was Gabriella. Gabriella Kos. She's changed now the name of her yarns, and I feel really silly that I didn't write it up in my notes, but I will put it down, and she does beautiful dyeing as well, and really great to see her with her very helpful husband. They're adorable, really great people. Oh, I love them. It's like I love everybody, right? Yeah, well, You'll see. It was an interesting weekend, but I feel like even the weirdest thing that happened during the weekend, like I felt 100% so happy. The people, the organization, the festival was really, really nice, and I like it. I think that, okay, big events are awesome because you get more opportunity, to get people to get to know you and to know more people, and, a bigger maybe opportunity and exposure. But I really like also smaller festival because it's like more this feeling of belonging and of the community, where when you're in a larger thing you kind of lose that. It was also a wonderful surprise because I hadn't realized that Michelle, with her shop from the Netherlands, Yarns, were going to be there, and I love her. I love her. She's very cute and nice, and her shop is about having yarns, that are sustainable, eco-friendly, and all those wonderful, thoughtful things that it's so nice that people search and have. Okay, of course, then I was thrilled to see Marie-Louise. She's staying in Zurich on Instagram. And she was the first person I ever met while going on a yarn festival. So I met her in 2015. She was helping people that were coming for that festival at the time in the airport. And I just love Marie-Louise. And then she came when she was free because she was helping in general the festival organization and all that. And I have to say to you, Marie-Louise, thank you for hanging out with me, and thank you for bringing me food, and thank you for being in my booth while I was taking a small break to run to the toilets. So yes, thank you so much for everything, and yeah, I hope maybe the next time we will have even more time to be together. And then, of course, who was there? Suzanne, yes! So it was really great to see Suzanne after after January, after Vogue Knitting Live. And yeah, it's funny because we haven't seen each other since Berlin, and then suddenly, I see her. So it was like almost a year and a half when I saw her in January. And now we have all those meetups, and we know already when we're gonna meet each other. So it's pretty awesome. Yeah, really, really cool. Yes. So then on Friday we had dinner all together, people from the festival, and then some people just went to bed because they were tired, and other people went to the bowling area where some had, a bowling game, and then others we had drinks, and it was really, really nice. And that's when I met Emma and Neil from the Little Grey Sheep, and I think I just, fell in love with them, with their yarn, with the farm. I have to go. I don't know when I'll go, but I have to go there. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think they will not like me anymore because I will be like a stalker, creeping always around them. But no, I will not do that. But I really, really like them. I don't know, there's some people that, well, I'm easily, liking people. I'm not very picky, or I usually like to see, the positive in every person. And but I really, I don't know, felt a connection, and I really hope to see them really soon. Yes, okay, very exciting things, you can tell. And I'm very happy that I still have my voice, because yesterday my voice was alright, but after traveling at night it was like so I'm like, damn it, I could not do the podcast tomorrow, but thankfully it's okay. I try to not talk until now. So yes. So what? Who else did I meet on Friday? Oh yes, Terry Laura from Shetland, who came with her boyfriend Grant, and it was amazing to meet her. She has some wonderful patterns. I wanted to get one of her kids to make some fingerless mitts, because I want to do mitts and color work, but I like my mitts to be fingerless, and I didn't know her patterns, and she has one that looks great, but she was sold out because she was actually doing some classes about color work, so I guess she had them with her because she didn't have otherwise a booth. But it's okay, I will make them at some point, Terry, you'll see. Yes, you'll see. So yes, I think that was it. When I was setting up, I also met Deborah from Penny Lanes, which was really great. And yeah, I think that was it for Friday. Yes. So on Saturday, it was a very busy day, very great feeling, movement, everything was, I don't know, very organically smoothing. There was a lot of people, but I didn't feel stressed that, oh my god, I have this sea that I have to take care. So even if I was alone in my booth, it was manageable, because other times I'm like, oh my god, just please wait, I'm coming, and trying to have good service and to have the opportunity to talk with everybody is not sometimes easy. But yeah, I felt it was really great, like it was flowing like all the time, people, and they were interested, even some of them were really focused, they already knew what they wanted. Other people wanted some help, other people were like, okay, I'm gonna get it just one skein because I want to have something, but I need to think what it will be, so I'll look a bit at my stash, So yeah, it was great, I loved it. It was really nice to see also some customers that now you can call also friends, and that are in Switzerland based and living there, that I hadn't seen for a long time, and it was just great. Either they took something from me or not, just to say hi and how are you doing and what's up with you was really, really great, and I love that. Of course, I love to see Madeleine, who's a designer, and her name on Instagram is Kingfisher Knits. I'm just looking because I don't want to say any mistake. Kingfisher Knits, and it was wonderful to see her with her latest baby. I saw her in Barcelona and she was pregnant with him, and now he's out. Baby Lucas is out, and then on Sunday she came with her 3 kids, and it were so cute. Yeah, I love saying, you see the family grow, you see the kids growing. Also on Sunday, Charlotte came, who is also designer, stone knitted, and she has wonderful colorwork socks. You have to see them. They're a bit more fairy tale, I would like to say, because they have little socks. There are socks that have little foxes or mushrooms, and I'm pushing Charlotte to do something else with colorwork, design something else, like maybe cows, hats, yeah, but not socks, because I want to make what she's doing. And for me, a small circumference and especially socks are not my favorite things, so I'm like, go on girl, you can do it, And her daughter now is taller than her, and it's amazing. Like the last time 2 years ago she was like a young child, and now she's like growing. Yeah, and that's amazing. I love that. Yeah, And actually, Charlotte, if you see this podcast, it's just that I'm very selfish and I want to knit something that you designed with color work. And yeah, I want to make it. I need to make it. So please do something else than socks. You can do it. You can get out a bit of the comfort zone of the sock. Please, for me and for everybody else who are not big fans of sock knitting. Okay. Then my box that was missing came in the afternoon of Saturday, and it was really at a great time because I said before I was starting to be sold out in some bases. So then there was at some point it was a bit more calm, and you know, people were just either hanging out and knitting and or looking around just in a more peaceful manner, not as crazy as before. So it was a bit more quiet. I had the opportunity, you know, to eat something, and then came a lady that it's sometimes weird, but when you are with somebody that you don't know, sometimes you might have this feeling that you'll do great or you'll be not as compatible, but there's, you know, not any fact about it, or just a feeling, you know. Maybe it's called intuition or not, but she came and, you know, she didn't even look at my yarn, and she tells me, where are you from? And for some reason, because I'm very proud of where I'm from and I have no problem to say where I'm from, and I usually would say, you know, the whole story. I'm from France, I'm Greek, I'm Syrian, I also have Tuareg blood, you know, and I really don't care to say where I'm from. I don't know why, for some reason I said I live in Greece, you know. So my yarns, I ship them from Greece, like that was my answer. So she asked me, where are you from? And I say, I live in Greece, which is a weird response, right? Yes. So she just looks at me and she's like, where is the yarn coming from? So I explained to her that depending the fibers, they're coming, the fleeces from different parts of the world, and they're spun in a big mill in England, and then they are shipped to different people that, you know, will dye them, or in spinning mills that are based all around the world, and then they will go to this certain person who then ships them for us. Yeah. And you know, I was like very polite, very, and then she tells me, so you're Greek? And I'm like, okay, we go back to me now, and I'm say also, like I'm also Greek, you know, also. But I was like very serious, very content. I don't know why I didn't want to give more information, and when usually I'm very open and boisterous, and I'm like also. And then she says, she asked me, do people in Greece knit a lot? And I say, well, I cannot speak about, you know, all the Greeks because I'm not in their houses, but there are some that really do knit, but they're not so much used to hand-dyed yarns. But slowly that's changing, and that's, you know, wonderful, because then they have more options. And she tells me, I think they knit a lot. And I ask her, why? Why do you say that? And she's like, because they have no jobs. Okay, then I take a deep breath and I say, again, I cannot speak about all Greek people, but I used to work 2 to 3 jobs, and you know, what you're saying is actually rude, and it's based on a serious prejudice that you have. And then she doesn't say anything. She looks at my yarn and she says, I don't think Swiss people will like those colors. And I'm like, again, I don't know about all Swiss people, but I was almost sold out, and thankfully my latest box that was missing came, so now I have more. But yeah, I don't know, I guess this is a personal, question for each person. And then she just leaves. So why I am saying this story, I don't say it to say, Swiss people are like this or German people, because I have no idea where she was coming from, and I don't even care. It could be to a whatever person having this conversation with me. I have to say that in that moment I felt like, and it's funny, not really angry, because if it would be Liz just a bit younger, I would go nuts on her and I would be like, aren't you ashamed to say that? But no, the reason that I'm sharing this is that you might, encounter ignorant, arrogant, prejudiced, racist people or whatever, I don't like labels, and I've said that many times. So I would like to say more ignorant people in general, and we have to have the responsibility to tell them in as much calmly as we can, because it will depend, the conversation and our own emotional situation in that moment, that to put our boundaries, to tell them that in a way that, what you're saying, it's kind of not acceptable, and this behavior is like not tolerated. You have your opinion, okay, maybe I'm interested in your opinion, maybe I'm not, maybe I agree to disagree, but what I want to say is that I don't want to say like, can you believe this woman, what she told me or what? Yeah, because definitely that's the first reaction that we want to, because at some point, we're feeling that we're attacked or that we have to take care of this part of ourselves, but we should try to be not, yeah, maybe, I don't know the right word, but to be patient and tolerant, and maybe also try and feel compassion for these people, and try to figure out, okay, maybe I'm triggering something, subconsciously even, for this person, that they need to react this way, or they need to tell me that in that way, because, something is triggering this behavior. And I also would like, if I say something to another person because something is triggering me, that they will have the courage to tell me, Liz, this is not correct, or maybe you should think of that, or, because every time we react of a situation is usually because our own reality, and sometimes it's not what the other person wants to say. And that's also, with what intention we take it. Because whenever people ask me, where are you from? I'm like, I'm living in Greece, and I'm from here and from there. And and a lot of people are asking me, what do you feel that you are? And I'm like, I don't really feel that I'm Greek or French or Syrian, because I didn't grow up in a Greek way or a French way or a Syrian way. But I do believe that because I had most of my childhood in Greece, I feel my home is in Greece. But please don't come around and talk to me about whatever you think that Greek people are, or Syrian people are, or French people are, okay? Because that's not your reality, and you shouldn't criticize that. And I think that was what she kind of triggered in me when she said, yeah, but Greek people don't have jobs. Like, how do you know that? Have you come in Greece? And if you've come, what did you see? Did you see, oh, they're having nice weather and they're outside having a coffee or whatever, so they don't work? Like, come on, that's just silly. And yeah, I I think, anything else to say about it. I have to say that I'm very happy that I can find the patience in me to respond, calmer, but, very set also tone. And so I think that I have to thank my decision a few years ago to start meditating and doing yoga. So apparently, yeah, there's, something working on me in more, maybe, I don't know, weird situation, because I don't want to say negative, because I really didn't felt negatively. I felt just a bit, oh my god, what are you talking about, woman? You have no idea what you're talking about. And so I could, put distance of her with my feelings and my emotions. But we all have certainly felt this way, or maybe made somebody, even if it's not intentionally, feel this way. And we should just reflect on that, and with compassion and being grateful, to try to understand either the other person or why I feel like this. What does that mean to me? Why am I behaving like that? What is triggered in me? And that's for everything. And I don't want to say this is a talk about racism, this is a talk about prejudice, this is a talk about, whatever the label or situation is, because I'm not a good person to talk, with the right words for each thing. But I think, it should be like that for all situations and all emotions. And yeah, maybe a lifestyle, a way of living, just, having your hand in your heart, and just try and be as honest as you can about the feeling and the situation, and trying to being respectful of yourself and of the other. Yes, because I think if it was maybe 7 years ago, I would have gone like, lady, are you crazy, or are you kidding me? Yes, so I'm happy, at least, it just went away fast after that. Okay, so, and I don't want this to be a reflection of the festival. The festival was great. That could have been in any place, in any context. And that also reminds me that, for example, there were people being afraid for going to Vogue Knitting Live or other festivals because they were, triggered by other people, that they are not comfortable or they don't feel secure or safe. Please continue to live your life. If you want to go at an event, go to the event and go to the festival that you want, and focus on the positive things. The positive things is that we like knitting, we like fiber, we love to talk about it. Find a friend that you feel comfortable and go with them. You know what? That's the important. We're not gonna stop living because there's ignorant people, or there's people that they don't think twice before saying something, because maybe she was a bit more curious or more positive than what I thought, but her phrasing was really offensive for me and negative. So I just needed to put a boundary. You might have told me the same thing in a different, more curious way, and I will talk to you about more about how Greece is like and how this is like from my own point of view, because I can only talk about my own point of view. Okay, so please do not feel intimidated by no one. No one should have this power on you. If you want to do something, create the space in yourself that you are safe with yourself, and grab a friend and just go and live what you want to live. Okay, nobody else is important, nothing else is important, nothing else matters. Okay, so I think I talked about this a bit more, but maybe it's like me saying more things now because there was just, the opportunity. Okay, so yeah, that was it. Then Sunday was just, you know, a bit. Oh, then on Saturday, sorry, night, we had a wonderful dinner between me, Suzanne. Yeah, we were hanging out even early on with Suzanne and with Terry from Shetland and her boyfriend, Emma and Neil from the Little Grey Ship, and Merritt was with us. And yeah, we had a wonderful dinner, and then we just went back to sleep. Yes, and on Sunday morning, some more familiar people came, and it was beautiful and really nice. Then we, you know, packed our things. I'm very thankful for Marie-Louise that came again with some food and, you know, hanging around with me. And then yes, I hang around a bit more with Suzanne. What else? Yeah, that was it. Monday morning we had breakfast, and then we said goodbye to Neil and Emma. And good luck, because they had a long drive home. And then Terry and Grant were going to be staying with Merritt, and I was leaving later on that day, on Monday. So we had, you know, a walk around of the town winter tour, and I got some things bought from there for the house, which was great. And yeah, then we just had an early dinner at Merritt's place with her family, and then she took me to the airport, which was amazing. So yeah, so that was about, you know, the festival days, and I can show you now what I got. Yes, are you ready? Okay, so I don't remember the order that I purchased these things, but of course I had to take baths. So I got a few baths from Jurgen. Yes, those are the fatty ones, because he makes different baths, and he doesn't, you know, weigh them before. He doesn't weigh the fiber before he makes them into baths. So, for example, this one 125 grams, and this is 85 grams. So of course I had to take this vibrant orange, pinkish, yellowish one. I loved it. And then I got two that are pretty similar. One is in purple and blues, and this one is purple and fuchsia with a bit of green. So yes, this is the company, Textile Manufacture Tans. They have different bases of fiber, but I think I got the Merino Superwash in all. I'm not sure, but yes. And then I got also those two that have a bit more blue, and this is purple, greenish and yellow, and it's also the Merino Superwash. They also have other fibers, but I am planning to spin to make a very colorful sweater, maybe a shifty, I'm not sure, we'll see. And I got I bought 4 of them, and I was thinking that if I have enough for my shifty, if I do that, I can then give one as a present. And then he told me, you know, as a gift for me to choose one more, and I chose this baby because it went with all the others that I got, because like they were more purple, yellow, green, and then this one has green and yellows. So yeah, so I'll see. I will have to see what else. I think I have another bat from him as well, and I will try to plan what I can do to make my shifty. I also had to take some more spinning material, and CD Spint, who is actually Asita, the other organizer of the Swiss Wool Festival. Here you go. has wonderful yarns. She's a dyer and also beautiful tops, and I had to have this one. Actually, I wanted to have this blend because it's camel and llama with merino and silk, and I love the mix. I was really in love with the bluish purple one, but it sold out, and it's totally okay because I wanted people to have a chance to get whatever they wanted, because okay, I can send a message to CD and she will understand when I tell her, you know, I like that blue, can you make it again for me? But I decided to go to the yellows because I got from Jurgen more into the blues. I don't know what's happening with me and blue, so I went with this beautiful tiger eye, which is actually called the tiger eye fiber. And yeah, and I, as I'm a Leo in astrology, I'm not into astrology, but it was funny. Yeah, I know tiger eye, you know, it's one of my birthstones. Okay, so that was the fiber. So are you ready for the yarn? Okay, the yarn, I remember which yarn I got first, so because it's in this beautiful Swiss yarn bag, I need to search for it a bit further down. And it's also in a little bag. So guess what? Little gray ship. Yes. So I got enough yarn of this, which is a summer abroad, and this, the perfect storm. And I'm thinking on doing the latest sweater by Susan Sommer. It is something, I think it's rustic tuku, but I'm not sure. Yes, I think it's rustic tuku. And I couldn't be excited. Yes. So I here are 3 skeins, but I have more. I actually caked one of each of the colorway to start casting on when I'm back. So yes, I caked them before I left for the airport, but I didn't have any knitting needles, so I couldn't start. But it was okay. I was like very tired at the airplane. I was almost sleepy all the time, but I couldn't really sleep. But it's great. I will cast on, I think, later on tonight. So then I got some swapping with Judy from the Giggling Gecko yarns, and actually she had all her singles, and I like this colorway in the singles, but it was a bit pale for me. And then she showed me in her Stellina sock, and I said, okay, I will take that, please. And she was very sweet because it was actually in a kit with a bag, and she gave me, take it out and gave it to me. So thank you, Judy. This is Sparklandia. Yes, so I think Sparklandia is the yarn base, and the name is East meets West. Yeah, it does. It's really beautiful. I like it. And then I also met Pat de Velour, and she came very sweet to take some yarn from me. And thankfully it was at some point, I think on Sunday, that there wasn't a lot of people, and I had Marie-Louise with me. So I asked Marie-Louise if I could leave the things, you know, with her and just go and check out. So I really like those two. So this one is her superwash merino fingering, and its name is Bordeaux, which is really suiting the color. And this one is a merino silk and yak, and it's the maillot jaune, which is like the yellow swimsuit. And I also got this single with beautiful cute speckles, and the name is Zircus. I have no idea what Zircus is, so maybe I should Google it, you know. So I'm not sure. I will either keep those or this one, but I told her that I wanted to, because I'm approaching the 10,000K on my Instagram, and I was thinking like have a bigger bundle, you know, for someone, maybe one or two lucky people. So I don't know, maybe I'll give away those two and keep this one, or maybe I will give away the three of them, but I like them. Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. I have, those are going to be socks now that I'm trying to be more a sock knitter, and yeah, at some point I will make them. But I also have other sock yarns that will go with that, so maybe it will be like a bigger project, or I have no idea. I'm also thinking of starting a blanket, but I'm saying that for a long time, so I have no idea yet. Yeah, so that are my purchases. Oh, I also almost forgot to tell you the most incredible thing. So yeah, so I have a big project like a sweater. Then these are probably going to be a giveaway, or and maybe I could hold them together and make a hat. That would also work nice. I like that I have ideas like that. Ooh, yes, so I'll see. And yeah, maybe those will go on a giveaway if I do those in a hat. Yeah, we'll see. So I was done with my purchases, but next to me on Saturday or Sunday, I don't even remember, there was this guy who brought little balls of yarn in my neighbors, and he was just sitting there and looking at people, and it felt a bit that he was a bit out of place, so it was a bit funny. But at some point I didn't have work, so I went to talk to him, and he has this beautiful little bowls. Okay, I got two of them. This is the natural color, and it's 100% cashmere, and it's coming from Kyrgyzstan, and it's fair trade, and I love it. It doesn't feel as soft as other cashmere because it has also the cashmere fibers of, you know, the thicker coat. So it is dehaired and washed, but it has the whole fleece of the cashmere, so it doesn't only have the most fine hair. And it's and the way that it's spun, it's very it's more thickly spun than other cashmere yarns. So when you feel it, especially the iron, I got the fingering weight, the 6-ply, and it feels that it's a bit more hoarse in a way, but he showed me also knitted up and washed. He had a cow that he had for 3 years, so it's been washed many times, even in the washing machine in the cold and delicates, and it was amazingly soft. It had built very, you know, in a very good way. So I told him that I was interested, you know, about it and learn more about it. And yeah, so I got the two balls of the fingering, so I will try them. It's 25 grams each bowl, and it has 115 meters. So yeah, and I don't know, I really like it. Even like that, it's really soft, and I felt the fingering washed. It's amazing, so I can't wait to, you know, to do something, even like if it's a sample. I think I will need to make a sample of it unwashed and washed to really feel the difference. But I'm very excited to play with these babies. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna try to dye them. So the guy Marcus, I think was his name, was doing humanitarian work, and that's how he met those people doing that, and he wanted to help a bit with, you know, how the yarn could be more you know, sourced and everything and sold. And when he came to the festival, it was actually that shop that told him, you know, bring the yarns for people to see it. And when he came to the festival, he was completely amazed and surprised by the amount of people that there were there, that people were interested. And yeah, you know, we talked a lot about it. I also told him to talk with Michelle, who has this beautiful shop with sustainable yarns in the Netherlands. So I think that, you know, he will persist and continue to do more, because I know he has also, you know, his regular job. And we were talking, you know, about how I did the change from one job to another. And I told him that if he really wants to, and if he's serious about it, that it is certain and 100% that for some time, it can be a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, it will depend his marketing and how fast it can grow, that he will be doing 2 jobs, and that is very tiring and it's very time consuming, but if he believes in it, that he should do it and persist, even if it's difficult. Like, even when I, you know, I left my job, I couldn't leave from my yarns 100%, like even some months I can't, but I believe that I can make it at some point. And you know, and people do show me their love already, so I, you know, just persist and have faith that this time will come. And that's also very wonderful and touching, you know, to see where you were, what you were doing, this is fulfilling for you. So yeah, I think he has a long way, you know, to go, but it's really beautiful to see also men, you know, starting to be preoccupied not only about the yarn and the fibers and the animals, but also searching to help people, you know, that are in countries that might be more difficult for them to get their names out there. So yeah, it was wonderful to see you, Marcus. Yeah, 99% your name was Marcus, but it's okay. Yeah, so I will let you know, guys, more about this yarn. And yeah, so that was all the things I got. That was my experience in the Swiss Festival. I loved it. They already announced the date for next year, so it's gonna be the last weekend of February and the 1st of March. I think it's just when it's changing from February to March. I think it's the 29th of February, so it's gonna be really special, you know, and the 1st of March. And I'm very happy. If I can go, I've already told them that I'm interested to go. But yeah, until then, a lot can happen. But I hope they will accept my application when I send it. So yes, that's kind of it. For the shop now, there are pre-orders. You can still pre-order whatever you want. I have the pre-orders up until the 20th of April, if I'm correct, but I've already have some gathered, so I will start dyeing those and hopefully shipping them earlier on, and then have, you know, the second batch, the second half of the pre-orders. You know, I will order the yarn when the pre-orders, if I don't have enough stock, when the pre-orders are closed, and then I'm off to France. So when I'll be back in May, I'll be dyeing that as a priority and then shipping them to you if yeah, if I don't have enough stock. But I think I will have stock and ship them before I leave in France, for France. But yes, what else? If you have any question, any message that you want to you know, deliver to me, any collaboration ideas, you are free to send me an email. Please do. I might not respond, you know, for a couple of days. Maybe I will respond to you either immediately, either in 1 or 2 days, but I do usually respond all my messages. It's very rare that I have messages that go into spam. I try to look them, to remember and look them quite oftenly. But yes, if I haven't responded like after 4 days or 5, maybe you should just try to contact me again, or you know, let me know. Maybe I sent you a message, I don't know if it's in spam, have you seen it, just, you know, something like that, and I will be very happy to talk to you. So thank you for watching. I hope it wasn't a really tiring one, because it's a long one. Lots of love, and yeah, see you soon, guys.